Manager's performance bonus wasn't it based on a percent increase? So I was told that. I
Say
don't
it
know if
again.
it's true. That one of our district managers, whatever they were called then, his performance bonus was based on not raising our assessments. I don't know if
I
that's
don't know
true.
that I ever heard that. You talking about Bill Knight?
Yeah,
I don't know if I ever, the trouble is, the guy's a sandcastle builder down on the beach. He had no more knowledge of what he was doing here than the man in the moon.
but my point was the whole objective of the board at that time was to not raise rates.
He did, you hit the nail on the head. He did what the board wanted him to do, and
Absolutely.
that was to keep the rates down.
Absolutely.
I
Okay,
think,
so now, like with water and sewer, with water, we not only provide water, but we probably do add extra testing and chemicals
Yes.
and whatever
So
to
with-
give it a better
we don't-
quality water?
No.
We're a deliverer only.
We don't add anything to the water. It is done by Lee County.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
okay.
totally a deliverer.
But we do testing, which is governed by the regulatory stuff from FDP.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And we
so-
never tested before?
no.
Well,
there
so
was-
we,
just
so
the
we've
required
changed.
ones.
Oh, okay.
We've changed. We were a level 3 system, which is
Uh-huh.
a smaller system. We're now a level 2 system. So as our residents has grown,
Sure.
we've changed classes, so now we have more requirements that we have to cover. And also DEP is also updating the requirements. So level 2 requirements 10 years ago are different than they are today.
So do we meet and exceed requirements, or do we just meet requirements?
Yes.
For FD.
Meet and exceed, I was gonna say meet and
Yes.
exceed. Meet and exceed, the last
And
reporting
to
that I
me,
saw.
in that kind of
So
regulatory
with the-
situation, if you
yeah.
meet them, you're providing quality service.
But
And
going-
there's a lot of items that we actually exceed,
Well,
like
with like
the
the lead,
environmental
the
side,
lead
I
and
can
copper
speak of that
testing,
too.
we did more than we were required to do,
Okay.
yes.
So Carol, to go back to this mission, support, we manage that utility, and we provide quality services. We don't provide the water per se, but we provide the human interaction if there's an issue or if there's a break or the management of the utility
Services to
system.
deliver
Yes,
this the deal.
yes.
So
Chelsea, do you feel like this is good? This is our mission statement? Do you feel good about this?
I feel very good about that.
How do you feel about this?
Yes.
You can support this? How about you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, support it?
I'm good.
Ed? Can you
Doug.
support this?
Doug.
Oh, Doug, why did I say Doug? Ed, Doug, can you support this?
So one thing, so I was thinking more.
Don't tell me you the thesaurus quality.
Huh?
Did you thesaurus quality?
No.
Okay.
So support, manage, and provide quality services. I think we need something about enhancing the quality of life or something. So we're saying providing services.
Okay, now that may come in our vision,
We
because that's
got
what we
14
aspire to
words
do.
there.
So if we say our vision is
This is
to.
why we exist, right here. We're gonna do our vision next.
Okay, all right, so
This
maybe
is
it's the
our
vision I was
purpose.
thinking about.
This is why
Okay.
we exist, right here. Vision's gonna be separate.
So our purpose is to support and manage quality services within the district.
That's what we do.
You can go forward with that? Support it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
I like the 14 words.
You like it? I'm good. All right, fantastic. You have a mission.
Okay.
All right, fantastic. Let's get a vision. Whew. We're just rolling along here. Look at this. We're checking these off of this list. You guys are doing great. Fantastic. Okay, so next we're gonna work on that vision. Okay, go back to my slides over here. There. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. So slides. But they're so
I,
pretty.
I don't know that we have a vision statement on the website.
I don't know if it's on the website, but I know we.
Lauren will tell us,
I'll show
based
you.
on what I sent her.
I'll show you here.
I just sent her a bunch of
Right,
stuff.
right. Went too far. Got crazy there. Okay, so, our mission, support residents of Gateway to ensure they are provided with the best.
No, that's the old
Services.
one.
This is the one. I want to take that question mark out of there. Okay, I got it. That's the one. This is our new mission. Support, manage, and provide quality services to all within the Gateway Community Development District. Fantastic. All right, this is our current vision. This is what we aspire to be. Preserve and enhance property owner value and resident quality of life by promptly and efficiently providing authorized services and capital improvements. If you have to stop to take a breath, it's too long.
Yeah.
Which answer the appropriate needs of communities within Gateway and maintain its position as a premier community.
There's your
I
premier
were just
goal.
like looking at that, I mean, to me, really all that says is maintain Gateway's position as a premier community. And I'm not even sure I understand what that means, but all the rest of that is just way too much stuff. This needs to be short, succinct, just
He's
a
already
few
got
words.
it. He's
He's already got
saying
it?
this the whole
Yeah,
time.
to be a community of
To
choice.
be our community, to be the community of choice.
What does that mean?
People wanna be here.
People want to be here.
Okay.
People want to be here, they want to open businesses here, they want to work
think
here,
they're
they
in a
want to
position of the-
visit here,
They
A
want to live
place to
here.
be,
they want to live here.
They
place
want to
to be.
spend their lives here.
All right, well, let me type that up here and see if we like that.
See, that I just got it, that was group
You did say you did like schoolwork earlier.
We're
You
here to
got an
ground
idea.
rule, or the first adjourn on time.
That was mine.
Yeah. Trying to hear that deliverable.
I gave you guys a break. Expect 7:30, 8:30 o'clock next Thursday. Don't kill you.
For Lee County or for, just leave it at that?
Now, do we have to be the community of choice, or can we be a community of choice?
Community of choice. Because, yeah,
Well, every community is community choice. I don't know.
Not if you,
All communities, I mean, really, I mean, people choose to live there, whether we approve of it or not.
They should be capitalized.
Go back to what we had before.
Can you see it right
Should I
above
go
there?
on top to be the top community?
You see it right there?
I'm having a little trouble reading that.
Oh, okay, let me put it back for you then. I gotta go back into my slide mode. Do you want this whole thing or just that?
No, it's good.
Is that good?
Yes, I can see both. How many words?
Maintain Gateway's position as a community of choice,
Premier community of choice.
Yeah, I like that.
premier community of choice.
That's not that one.
To be the premier.
Maintain
That one,
gateway.
that one is somewhat snobby.
sorry, we can be a little snobby.
Maintain.
Gateway.
To be the premier
Position.
community of choice.
Maintain Gateway's
as the community.
position
Gateway
As a premier
position.
community.
Yeah,
as
I
a
like that.
premier community of choice.
Do you want to do premier? Oh, yeah.
As a premier community of choice.
Yeah, I like that. Doesn't sound as snobby.
So this gives us something to always strive for.
You will always apply, you know, for anything.
For me.
And I think it forces us to,
It's supposed to be done.
None.
something,
That's
it
fine.
forces us to focus on a multitude of things. Because in order to be a premier community of choice, assessments have to be reasonable, housing property has to be desirable, there has to be things for you to do, or, you know, amenities and
Community,
aesthetics,
activities.
you know,
You break down the
Roads.
main thing, that's
I
what it
like
is.
that, right
It's a
there.
To do
collection.
this, you have to break down the main thing, you have to break down your mission, but the vision is always the vision. The how-to, you may change.
That's the sum of the whole.
Okay.
Looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, I like it. Sounds good.
Okay.
If we can put in parentheses, Pelican's implied.
We already
You
talked
guys
through
don't like
that.
it, but Pelican's part of it. We're okay.
Okay,
We've already.
You missed all that this
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
You missed all that.
all right, let's take a short break while Chelsea's on the phone.
We had to detour for a while.
We went all through
on
that
subject.
connectivity stuff.
Damn it, I hate I missed that.
Because Carol didn't understand connectivity.
Yeah.
What do you mean connectivity?
We had to explain to Carol how Pelican got to where it is.
Right. You just want to put your water on
And
us.
we think it'll be about 9%, but we're willing to pay her 14.
I always have a question regarding the connectivity.
Did you happen to ask why doesn't Pelican just split from Gateway and do their own thing?
They have bamboo sticks, they're trying to push themselves off, we just didn't see it. But there is.
Probably not
another
until we pay off the
Right after,
box.
like,
Then we'll
last
talk
week.
about
You
that.
So if you
That's
look-
10 years from now.
So right before the service road, there is a dedicated access road. That's City of Fort Myers, it goes all the way.
You mean
to-
parallels to dump?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
If the City of Fort Myers ever decides to
it's an
open it
extension of
up.
Arborwood.
No,
Yeah,
way before
yeah.
that.
No, it's gonna come from Plantation Garden.
Yes,
That's
not
where-
from us.
That's where it would
So it's
originate.
in between.
It's still not gonna be
Show us-
touching,
show me
we
on that
won't
map.
have access.
You're
When the
talking
road
about
is built, we will not have
Tree
access.
line will have access to it.
No,
But
Tree
not,
line will not.
No, no. I think she's talking about,
Oh, we're showing tell now?
yeah.
Yeah.
where is it?
Did we decide?
Arborwood.
You mean the bypass road?
No,
No, Chelsea, what is that road that, remember you and I talked with
That
Gene?
road that you and.
Oh, no, it's North Haven,
It's
it's
not,
here.
yeah.
You mean the
Right.
road that does
Right,
this?
it's here.
Yes.
Here it is, this is where it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But
It's
see,
right here.
this is Plantation Garden right
City.
here.
This 100-foot right-of-way all the way here is Plantation Garden extended. That's City of Fort Myers.
So,
Okay, Ed, this one over here is
If they
even
choose to
bigger.
open it up,
right
can they
here,
do
we
that?
have water and
That's
sewer.
it, same road.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
Same road.
There's no road here yet, but there will be.
There's a 100-foot
Pelican,
right-of-way.
there's a right of way, but Pelican does not have any access to that road,
That is correct.
and they will not.
Yeah, that's correct.
So we're keeping our connectivity.
Just,
Let's put it
just,
this way,
not
there's
this.
none planned,
Planned,
but
yeah.
that can be changed.
Oh,
real
that can't
quick,
be
Bob.
changed. You'll get all Pelican residents aroused.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob, if I lived
We'll all
over
buy
here
our
in
red shirts
Astoria,
again.
Yeah.
and down here, I'd want it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 3 miles to get out of that
Well, they
place.
may want
This could get you out real quick, like.
And they may want it till we tell them what it'll cost them. Then they
Don't
won't
tell
want
them
it.
everything you
I gotta
know.
tell them everything. Yeah, this
I
time
bet
people would love
This
it.
road, no, you're talking
No,
about
that- yeah.
this road here. Yeah, there's a 100-foot right-of-way all the way down through there.
But, and really, I thought it started in Arborwood, because that's where it's gonna be extended.
When you go the back way out to go to
This is-
Pelican Reserve.
This is Arborwood
Yeah.
right here.
This
So as
ties
this gets
into-
extended, that's when that'll
Yes.
come into play.
Yeah,
Well, this is built out. This
Well,
is
now,
built
but I
out.
mean, there's
Yeah.
no
Built
road.
out. Huh?
The homes are built, but the road isn't.
Well, the road comes in down here, and the road that goes through is parallel to it.
There is a construction road to
There's a
about
construction-
here right now.
And it stops there.
It goes right about there.
And then it just stops.
Yeah.
And if it's extended, then it'll go from here, parallel Pistoia,
It'll come in behind
Parallel
this radio.
radio.
Right. It'll come
and
in.
come out up here somewhere.
Right here.
It's just almost right parallel that black line right there.
Just as
Yeah.
long as you don't invade Pelican State, we're okay.
They had to, this is
Oh,
North Haven.
The state of Pelican?
North Haven had to get approval from the city of Fort Myers to, because they're gonna have one of their exits and entrances in the city of Fort Myers, right there.
This is James Zelinski.
Got our marching orders.
He's got
Our marching orders.
purple and yellow flag.
Yeah, this thing's solar, all these are old.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't we have that in the budget or get some?
The
money?
rest of it. No, you didn't approve it.
I
Yeah, all
Bill,
of Casella is
do you
now
remember when we
done.
had the lift station map here with the lights? It was right here, so it was all the, it was this map with all the lift station, and every lift station had like a red light, and you turn it on,
No, I
And it
never
looked-
saw that.
yeah,
Huh.
we have that.
Our lift stations look much better than the city of Fort Myers.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't even close them, they don't have verbiage or a number that tells anybody where you are.
Yeah, we all are like
We know
signs.
exactly where they are.
A lot of ours have, landscaping around it. And
Yes,
it's-
well, they do have some landscape. But they don't have
Maintain,
fences.
yeah, but that, yeah. No, I can.
But the alarm goes off, it doesn't tell you where to call. Ours are much better.
Yeah, they call it.
All very
Oh,
much.
they have alarms? Lucky. I
Yeah, they
have
have alarms.
350 pump stations and lift stations across Pinellas County scattered to the wind, and good luck finding half of them, because they'll literally just be an easement on somebody's, in between two
Oh,
properties.
no,
and
we're
they're
good
not-
at that.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah, that's the quality.
Like
of it.
geotagging
Yeah.
them, you could be somewhere within like 10 feet of it and not even see it. You're like, I don't even know where this is.
City of Naples.
Yeah.
Do we know who's parking every day in front of the station every day? Red car? Oh, okay, never mind. They park like when he's doing it. I was like,
It's Tim's car.
oh, okay. I thought it was a school, because I'm like, they even put a cone and everything.
Yeah. Well, you want to look through a bowl of spaghetti, check out the electric bills and the meters, who's paying and what they're putting up. We're in the middle of that right now. You got irrigation pumps, you got aeration pumps.
I did that.
You got lift station pumps, you got street lights.
I did that about 7 years ago. I got a big check after I did that.
Well, we didn't do it, we looked at it. But we're now deep in the middle of trying to understand the electric world. And Laura doesn't want to differentiate
So we don't have a board meeting.
on our billing statements.
But you know what,
between
FPL?
Irrigation, aeration, I want to differentiate.
Oh,
See
it's
what's
not
going
up to her, it's FPL, because so that happens to us, so we have FPL come in.
You're welcome.
With like a little meter thing, and he turns that.
You
thing
just
on,
got
and
teared up
he
for
has-
Christmas.
He really gave us a map and say this is.
You're getting your
and then
lights.
he changed it.
Your trophies lights.
Because ours, it was irrigation.
As long as we can get the electric.
That's where we are,
So
right there.
that's, so who
Maybe
holds
two
the account?
and
It's the council that you
Griffin.
make?
All the
Yeah, we
accounts.
were gonna go look at that today,
But
and we
they
found out.
come here, but they're under your thing?
Well, we were gonna look at it yesterday and it rained.
Well, yeah,
It's
And
on
they-
us.
They make raincoats for a
Oh,
reason.
no, like, I was getting notifications.
I was sidetracked.
Not
yesterday.
clear, yeah.
I'm not gonna
I
look at
do
irrigation or
it,
whether it's
and I do it,
electric.
I do it because like, if my fountains are giving me issues with the motors overloading, I will see.
So Chelsea, while you were out, we,
Just in one pond, increase.
everybody in the room was kind of okay with that vision, you feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Providing, it's $1,000 a month run.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
There's some
saying.
convincing going on, but yeah.
So before, like, something's wrong, because it was.
Something wrong.
Go check, and they're like, no, it's fine, it looks going 20 feet up in the air, like, something is wrong.
Well, our community association
All right,
usually
y'all
blows
ready?
the bill. So here they look at it.
Man, this thing keeps coffee hot.
Without review.
Wait,
It's hot?
so.
Oh, yeah.
That's good news.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The three-
I need a pick-me-up.
We'll have good hot coffee.
Pass me.
Okay, are we ready to?
No coffee
get back
passed
to-
me.
No coffee pass me.
I can't have coffee.
I go to Scotch.
That's what I was gonna say.
Got any scotch in that cooler there?
That's in the, that's in my cooler in my
Only
office.
thing that gets me through the day.
Before, it was a coffee.
Yes, Scotch.
Oh, scotch.
Now, we can do,
Coffee gets me to noon, Scotch gets me the rest of the day.
The bill's
we
on-
can do a little
Okay, now that
Irish
would be a
mixture
good
this morning with coffee.
And on days of the HOA meetings, it's Scotch in the morning and Scotch at night.
We have not been able to because of the burden of doing a meeting with.
Have you guys,
And so that was my challenge.
You haven't
with
seen any more
Christian
graffiti
Mingle before,
around
because
the-
my development
Shut your mouth.
environment,
No, it's
my
not.
Shut your mouth.
We now have
It
people
has
tapping
now
on
3,000.
elderly women's
So it's a requirement.
windows
Wasn't
at
there
night.
either. So I
And I got two
if
gals
they
that are
weren't
scared
there,
to
if they were
death.
added by
I said,
us,
call the
that's a lot.
police. Call the police.
Yeah.
Why would they call you?
Be ready to start back.
Like, you're gonna go out
Oh, wait,
there and
that's-
scare somebody away?
He said, I get called,
So when you're in your body.
you name it.
This is why we look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Well, homeowners association.
Because there were rumors.
They don't.
Okay, we're on business. 1 hour.
No problem.
No, so,
No,
If
that's
the-
the back gate, something.
Wesley?
Because
Coming out the,
mine's a
yeah,
separate,
coming out
mine's
the
on
back
the original
gate.
2006 document that is there, and they told me no.
and.
What's in our early
tournament,
documents?
Or whatever that complex is on
Going
that.
to be
They're
And
not
so,
required,
But I
mine
think
is
that's it.
required.
well,
Are
we ready,
real
everyone?
just-
Yeah.
There was,
Okay, ready? Okay, yeah. So here's where we are. We've defined our one thing. We've got the one thing, we've got it over the wall, on the wall over there. We understand this is what we do. Provide and manage affordable services and enhance quality of life for Gateway Community Development District residents. We've got that. That's pretty cool.
You know, it'd really look a lot better if you were sitting on a chair.
I'm sorry, but this is all they would give
Makes it
you.
look like we're.
This is all they,
Well,
That's
we're
the
gonna
quality
raise our
service we're
standard just a
providing.
little
Yeah,
bit
we're
higher.
being affordable.
this is all.
It is
they
a
give you.
cooled chair.
That's a
Where can you
premier,
get that
that's a
out?
premier
Quality.
That is a premier
Quality
cool chair.
services to me.
Okay, go back,
Someone
go back to
within
that,
the, which one am I going back to?
the main thing.
Oh, you wanna go back to the main thing? Can we look
Yeah.
at it on the wall over there? The main thing?
Sure.
Okay.
Do we want to stop at district and forget the word residence?
I thought
Because
the
of our
same thing,
discussion
because of
about
what we just talked about
businesses and
Businesses.
everything
Churches
else
and
that's
schools.
in
Take your blue
Gateway.
marker and go cross off like we did the other one.
I think you're
Please,
right.
Please, please.
That's
Just
really
drop
good point.
I didn't do that.
residence, yeah.
Just drop the word residence. Put a-
There we go.
I gotta do it on this slide, so
I should take a picture of him doing that for election.
Bob doesn't care about the residents.
Oh my God.
Here's a picture to prove it.
Good job.
Okay.
Good catch, good catch, Carol.
Yeah, good catch. All right,
I gotta
so
go
let's
with
see.
We're recording, we're good.
It's been approved by.
Okay, so we got that. Then we did our success statement. Well, let's see, here it is. So we have our success statement. Now, as we're looking at this now, we've got our mission and vision. I just want you to start thinking about this because we're gonna start moving pretty soon to our core areas. And in our plan, those are gonna be the areas under which we develop our specific goals. Okay? So I'm thinking the more I look at this and think about this, I think these may be our core areas. Quality of life, community assets and services. I mean, think about the things that you're working on, the things you think that need to be done. Do they fit under these categories? Financial viability.
Every single one, yeah.
Yeah? Sense of pride.
And they
So
should be
pride is
done-
culture.
They should be
Right, so
done
that's our
with a
culture.
sense of pride.
Yeah. Okay. Because that'll be the piece we have to do tomorrow is now sort out our core areas and start plugging in some draft goals. And that'll be the piece that you take forward to work on in the future.
So, and you're talking about taking these and creating areas of focus?
Yes,
Okay, and then you do our goals under the areas of focus.
you do your goals under the
Yeah,
areas.
yeah. Well, you're part of the
She's like,
team,
I
right?
won't be here the day before.
Well, we're gonna work on that tomorrow, like, we'll have time to actually draft out some goals in there and get down what we think our most important ones are. And I'm coming to that too.
And then I plan on setting my goals based on those for next fiscal year. And then these two will set theirs based on mine and so on and so forth.
Cascades down.
Yes,
I mean, that's the underneath it. But more specific, each level you go down.
exactly.
And here we are now, we've got our vision and mission. And this, now, one of the things you point out, Chelsea, that I'll just reiterate, you can help me with this is a workshop. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna get all this and you're gonna need to approve it, right?
Yep.
You're gonna need to approve
In
it
a formal
formally.
meeting, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Formally, that this is gonna be your mission and vision.
Or we can do it now and tick our attorney off.
I already got a text message.
7-day notice.
He did not like Lauren using the word, consensus. I already got the text message this morning, so
Consensus.
we will,
He
we
needs to-
will,
He needs to get along.
we will ratify this at a board meeting, or we will vote on it and approve it at a regularly scheduled board meeting.
If we did
With
I
that,
can
Tony's
run this by-
input.
I have meetings and I just don't.
if we did that, we wouldn't be providing quality
Legal
services to
procurement.
everyone within the district.
Talk to them, have input,
Yeah.
and all this going on.
All right. So are you feeling good?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, that's awesome. All right. Excuse me.
I cannot tell you how much this has helped me already.
That's fantastic.
Get some idea as to where,
We're going.
Wait till we get to the detail.
I'm excited.
It's not gonna be a problem.
I'm
It's
ready
not
for
gonna be
it.
a problem, because we're gonna have it
where
organized
the
under
rubber
what
meets
we've
the road.
identified already as our most important areas. The
Well,
detail's gonna be.
Carol's point, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you.
I'm sorry?
If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you.
Right.
Think about it.
but I think we've got a
So
pretty
bad,
solid
you
handle
can
on
spell
it.
them.
All right, so you know that one of the important things of doing any kind of strategic planning session is to at least once a year, sit down and take a look at what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, which are protocol challenges, what are our opportunities, what are our threats. SWOT analysis, which I'm calling a SCOT analysis, right? So that's what we're gonna do next. I'm sure you've probably participated in these things before, where you have these areas and you do a lot of brainstorming on what those are. Here's how I want to do it. I've got a whole box of markers here. I've got markers everywhere. I've got charts up on the wall. I'm going to ask each of you individually to go up there and write what you think they are. Now, as you're doing this, if you see that somebody before you had yours, just put a star next to it so we know at least 2 people said this, okay? But otherwise, just help yourself. Go to the 4 charts here and write down what you think. What are our strengths? What are our opportunities? What are our threats?
Strengths
What are our
of the district,
Just in general, everything.
Yeah.
or strengths of the board, strengths of the staff? I
You
mean,
wanna focus
all
on-
different.
Huh?
Do you want to focus on the board or the neighborhood or what? I think we're talking about the community development district, period.
Honestly, put everything on it.
Okay.
Put everything that you think.
Anything that you think of, go
But
for
then
it.
we can categorize that down later.
And you got it ready, big enough we can read it, Ed.
What?
That's okay, I'll bring it to you.
What?
I'll bring it to you, don't
You
worry.
gotta
Got
get
it
your
ready,
tape,
big
come
enough
on.
we can read it.
Come on.
I can read it.
You
Good
can,
man.
read it.
If you get up and go over there, you can probably see it.
Oh my God.
I was just thinking your
There's also a worksheet in there.
funding
Package.
allocation.
Yeah.
Resources, things along those lines, but your resources there, but you're.
What do you think?
I love it when an opportunity is also strength.
I thought you were saying aging faculty.
Listen,
I'm telling you. My back.
What are you laughing about?
She said something about the aging faculty, and yeah, my back.
You can go back more than once, just go all over the place, whatever comes to mind, just find the chart, write it down. Take your time, think it through. Because this is where our goals are
bring your
gonna
pen. Come on.
be. This is where we're gonna form our goals from,
thinking.
right? This is how we're gonna figure out our goals.
I can structurally build something, but, you know,
You can write.
This is different.
Chelsea, there's a buzzing phone over here. Is that yours? Oh, was that you right there?
No, really.
Just residents.
that's it.
That's it.
Hold on, I gotta write that down. Wait, what?
Residents, vendors,
Just, I mean,
Okay.
I gotta move around. It's cold as hell in here.
You're cold?
Yes, I'm cold.
Wow.
you get some coffee.
You need to go out on the golf course.
I'm usually cooking at this time. Drink some hot Coke, maybe. I looked at that opportunities, I thought at first it was RIP. CIP.
Now, once you're finished, think some more and go back for another round. Let's get everything down. Take your time.
Whatever occurs.
Hypertension.
Close your eyes. Don't look at that one.
Volume of priorities, that's the truth.
And that's the not maintaining, is replacing everything because everything's a priority, because everything's a fire.
Was it threats? Oh, community applicant, okay, yeah, that's true.
See, I don't know
Pretty good
where
list.
some of these might fall into.
Just write it, Chelsea.
Do what?
Just write it.
Sometimes they go on
I would say
one
return.
chart.
And that's why I said, I mean, there are strengths, there are also, opportunities.
When you think about it, a lot of
Staff
the
retention,
threats
I
are
said recruiting as well.
opportunities.
Well, that goes under resource.
Nobody put roundabouts under threats.
That's a subcategory.
Technology, acceleration.
They're costs.
Yeah, well, I like them, but they don't
I
want
like
to
them
get tagged
too,
with
it's
it.
just,
I've got some,
I like them until you go up to the intersection and somebody just does a dead stop.
they don't understand how to.
They don't know how to do it. You just look to the left, that's all you have to do. Look to the left.
every time there's an accident, that's one less that don't understand.
Do what?
Every time there's an accident, there'll be two less people that don't understand.
They'll learn quickly.
Have you had a lot of accidents?
Fender benders, nothing bad. Most of it is, they just don't understand, the right of way is to the left.
But you understand it. But they don't.
I love when they get up there and there's a car to their right and they stop. What are you stopping for?
What confuses me sometimes is the two lanes coming into line. Because, like my GPS says, second exit, and I'm like, which lane should I be
Is this one
in?
one or is this one two? The biggest problem is what they call the inner circle or the inscribed circle is too small. They shrunk them down because they don't have enough right. You take the one over there by the golf course at Eastwood, on, what is that road that goes up there by Eastwood?
Ortiz?
Huh?
Ortiz?
Ortiz. That's a huge roundabout and plenty of room to go around.
Well,
Ours, they just
nobody
squeeze
gets to complain about it, the school year is the
Well,
worst.
that's a joke down there.
I think I have a picture of Bob there with a hat.
Now-
I am plotting.
Let's keep thinking about this now. If you have any others, let's get them up. So it's okay if you go back and think about it, go back and put up some more. I think Chelsea's having a really good time.
Yeah.
She's having fun.
I don't know, I'm struggling because they could go in different categories.
Yeah, they can, and that's okay.
Ooh, who wrote master plans?
I did.
That was a good one.
See?
If
And
you see
value
something
already.
you agree with, put a check mark by it to show us how important it is.
That's a no.
If you're like, boy, I wish I thought of that, just put a check mark, don't think you did.
Master plan development.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had too many, since they all look the same, one goes for all.
Are you gonna put a B on the other one now? Back on you.
Just like a couple of dotted lines where it goes in.
I know, right?
There's a lot of helicopters going over there.
So the 775, they were chasing somebody the other morning. That was
Is
stopped
that
at the
what
gas
that
station
was?
on the other side of 75, and they had the sheriff's department's helicopter out there.
Well, you can be sure it wasn't a shoplifter.
It was so funny, the other day, they had a Ward 6 meeting over at the firehouse on Tree Line. And the first speaker was the new police chief in Fort Myers, because he's brand new and they let him, and it was his anniversary, his wedding anniversary. So, and the first thing was traffic and speeding on Tree Line. That's what, everybody was talking about. As he's leaving, he opens the door and here's a motorcycle
Roaring
just
down the road.
barreling down Tree
Oh,
Line.
my goodness.
That's what you have to do.
And there must have been 10 people at the same
had two, when we were working at the Walden Lakes Gate there at Hampton Park, two of those Crotch Rocket motorcycles, I bet they were doing 80 mile an hour.
Well, we have that on
Chasing
Beeline all
each
the
other
time.
up.
They love the curves, they like the lean
Yes.
curves. Every Sunday morning, it's like a racetrack out there.
It is a racetrack. It's ridiculous.
Well, and the police department will not chase them.
They won't do anything.
Well, no, it's
I don't understand.
against their policies.
They-
But what they can do is they get their helicopter up there and
They
they
chase
follow,
them.
no, they follow the motorcycle to where it stops or whatever. Then they call the police in to give them a ticket or
I would
whatever.
love to think that was happening. I hope
Right.
it is.
But what they can do right then and there
Oh, okay.
is they can confiscate that motorcycle and they don't ever have to give it back.
I would never.
But I think that's only if
Never
you
break the
go
law.
over 20 miles or over.
If they weren't at least 20 over, they wouldn't even be on the road.
20 is the number they're going past to get to
The
40.
thing I like is in front of the school, there's a sign that says 35 miles an hour. But it's only a suggestion.
Yeah.
It's not enforceable.
Line?
It's the wrong color to be enforceable. It's gotta be black and white. If it's the yellow and whatever, that's just a suggestion.
The only reason why we don't have a problem here is because the traffic is so bad, because you're on Griffin, you can't even go, you should be a minimum one, 5 miles an hour, but that's it.
I can make my quota in a day if I'm a cop over there, park a radar gun right there by the swimming pool going in,
Yes,
And
but
then
next
put a
level
cop-
church.
up half a
Down the
mile,
road.
down a half a mile, and just run them over.
No, it's just an
ridiculous.
Good
accident.
old fashioned southern speed traps.
Right in front of Stony Brook, wasn't it then?
What is that?
I think there was an
Is that
accident.
talking about
right?
run over kids? What was he saying?
No,
Oh.
in front of Stony Brook, I think there was an accident, I had on collision right by the gate, on Gilbert Boulevard.
Ahead of them and stuff?
Yeah, they were driving on the wrong
More
side of the road.
solidified.
That sounds like retirees.
Okay, so y'all are
Coming from
gonna
Belton to
sit here
Center Road.
Okay.
while Chelsea's working. so-
I'm done, I'm done, I'm
Are
done.
you guys sure you're done?
Yes.
Do you pull these over?
Pull them out of the way.
We can read it from, Chelsea can read it from one,
We're gonna
right?
pull, yeah.
I can.
Pull them closer to
Yeah,
us.
yeah, you-
Of course, of course.
You need some help? That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, let's do that.
We can put them right on the maps.
We can put them right here, yeah.
Let me ask this.
I already got permission to stick stuff
Are you
on
starting
there.
with strengths?
I just didn't want to write on it.
The
I
strengths
said
is
we could
first,
stick.
challenges is second. Opportunities is third.
You take the order.
Challenges. Opportunities, threats.
I know.
All right, there it is.
Sweet.
Let's run through it together and see if we all agree and understand what we got here. All right, we'll start with our strengths. Good management and staff. Oh, look, we have a lot of agreement. That's good. You guys feel like you have a good team?
You wouldn't have gotten that 3 or 4 years ago.
You have a sense of pride?
Yeah.
Hot dog, check that off on our success statement. Volunteer community involvement. Got a question mark with that.
I think that, oh, sorry, Tyler.
Okay, I was the one that wrote that.
I put a question mark. Because go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, Tony just messaged and said we have to put initials next to who made what comment. Thanks, Tony. Keeping us in line. Who
We
made
did
what
do it
comment? I should put initials next to who made what comment.
Why?
It's a Tony thing, I don't know.
Is he,
What now?
is he
Because
listening
we
in?
have to keep these charts.
What do you, what now?
Is he listening in?
Ownership.
He's been listening the whole time.
Tony is?
Yes, he's been listening the whole
Are
time.
we paying for him to dog it like
He
this?
said he wasn't gonna charge us.
Oh,
He said this was not.
This is
Well, then he doesn't get the
This is
team.
just pure enjoyment, value, extra value.
Okay,
Who
so-
wrote good management?
I did.
And I checked.
Who did?
I did.
Okay, can we go, as we do it, can we?
Me?
go?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see, let me understand what this,
involvement.
and I have a question mark. Let's talk about that a little bit.
I put a question mark there because I think that's also an opportunity.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe it's a strength, but probably more so in Pelican than in Gateway.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I think we have challenges getting
Strength.
community
Volunteers,
involvement
yeah.
because we don't have
We're not retired.
centralized channels where community involvement is a norm.
I know, but maybe that can be one of our goals,
Yeah. I agree.
to develop some channels. I mean, I think one of Pelican's strengths is that we have a lot of volunteer community people that live there, whether they're full-time or snowbirds, doesn't make a difference. because snowbirds bring a different perspective to things too.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of set of eyes on a particular thing, and you get good ideas,
Yeah.
the more people that you have.
So
So
let me-
I
let
think
me-
that's definitely a strength, and a strength that the district needs to pull in from other areas too.
I'm gonna add that to our
Carol,
opportunity.
let me
chart.
ask you this question for you and Bob. So as we're looking at this, we're looking at everything as a whole, Gateway as a whole, and you guys have an abundance of volunteers and people more than willing to do great work.
Right.
They wouldn't want to expand that for the ones that, you may have 10 volunteers, you need 5. But the 5 could volunteer for something Gateway because we are an entity. They may not volunteer necessarily for Parks and Recs because they don't have a direct benefit for it, but ponds, why would not ponds be viewed as a bigger or an additional if they have 15 volunteers?
well
But
could.
we've already
then-
done it. Pelican has said they've got resources to do that. We haven't utilized it.
Tried to avail it. But in ponds, and like when we were doing the manual of the
Mhm.
standards, that was a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
We've done it in some level, but
Yeah.
I think there's an opportunity for us to grow that.
Okay, so I added it to
But
the
I don't
opportunity
know
list.
that your communities and Gateway have necessarily
Needs for it?
put it out there as, come on, we need some help.
We've
I think
tried.
we-
Yeah.
Can't you
Gateway
give
has
us 2
tried, but
hours
not-
once a month?
Yeah, Gateway has
Yeah,
tried, and it
it's a
just hasn't been
hard
embraced.
part.
I think what we can
It's
start
hours.
with, what we can
People don't have time.
start
Well, your
with,
retirees would, if they would choose to do it.
I think what we can start with is our special events.
Or blended, yeah. a
And
blended.
start with those and get, try to recruit volunteers for those, because those other things those are commitments that people have to make. And especially on this side of the fence, you touched earlier on it, there's a lot of people that are still working. I mean, you had to move your schedule around today to come here and participate in this, so.
But I think it's
Yeah,
it's
but
part of
there-
behavior and routine. So there's a culture in Pelican that community, when they're available, they're gonna participate. Now granted, they're retired, so but
More
there's
opportunity.
also other communities like Gateway Greens. They have, they have a culture of people volunteering and care about the community. There's in Stony Brook, all these different, there's a culture there. We haven't established a culture in Gateway as a whole with programs, with, we have some events, but we haven't gotten community involvement to the point of where we extend from partaking in events to transition to communities, to other pieces where you're invested in the community as a whole. That's where we need a program manager or someone, whether it's Parks and Rec or events coordinator, all that stuff. We need someone to drive that because we don't have time.
Public affairs.
And let's,
Yeah.
So we're a lot more
But if-
diversified.
let's-
You have,
than
no,
Pelican.
if you're
That's
just
the
looking
big
at
thing.
infrastructure, ponds in Pelican are same as ponds in
Yeah, absolutely,
Gateway.
yeah.
Tree light, or lighting in Pelican's the same as lighting here. Look at your infrastructure. Why couldn't you have a Gateway District Ponds Committee? And
One
have
reason.
maybe 2 members from,
Yeah, you need one
Yeah,
or two.
and-
Blended, yeah.
okay, so,
So, but you're just looking at infrastructure. I'm not talking about amenities or Parks and Rec or any of that. I'm just looking at your basic
Safety,
we're talking
security
about-
items, landscape items, ponds.
Right.
We're talking about community involvement from committees, but what I was also saying is extending that to like volunteers would be a broader, program. I know what you're saying, and that's where our focus should be.
And don't forget, I bet you, in your young professionals that live in Gateway, I bet you there are a number of those that work from home.
Well, not only that, and I know that there is a problem with getting participation, because we say that, people are working, whatever. But I know people my age and younger that do participate in Chamber of Commerce and other things, other involvement. They can get out there, but it has to be a value to them. And I think,
And a lot of times.
in some
it's-
cases, it's perceived as a waste of time as opposed to a value that they're bringing to the table.
If somebody's gonna listen to them.
Right,
okay.
Or it has to be a
So
purpose of
time-
getting out
time-
there.
Time out, okay?
Okay.
Okay, because if we argue each one of these right now, we're gonna be here until tomorrow.
Okay.
And this is what tomorrow we're gonna do.
Okay, perfect.
Tomorrow, what I want you to be doing is 2 things right now. You have the sheet that you can take notes on for the strengths, challenges, opportunities, and threats. I want you to track what you want to think about for tomorrow, because on the next page, there's just a note page. Tomorrow, we're gonna take these and turn these into goals. Tomorrow, we're gonna turn this into a goal. That's one of the things we wanna do is community involvement. We're gonna figure out which of the core areas it fits in there. We're gonna assign a goal to do just that. Does that make sense? So that's where we're going with all of these, and that is a super great discussion you just had. So make a note about that so that we can make sure we get that down tomorrow when we get down to the nitty-gritty of the goals. So it takes us to communication and transparency, which you've identified.
I think that's
Oh, it
also
could
a
also be a
challenge.
challenge,
That's also a
okay,
challenge.
got it. Okay, but you do feel like we have some strength going with
Yep.
that right now?
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
great. We know what bad looks like. That is a strength, isn't it, yeah? Singular
Singular board vision,
board vision. You feel like we have that now?
for the most part. I think we've had that for quite some time.
Well, that's why the GFCD deal, the Board of Supervisors,
Yeah.
we now are trying to vote the same way.
Okay, that was your comment?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get his initials? And we have passionate staff. Huh?
Agreed.
Really good, okay. All right. Let's look at our challenges, what we wrote down. Volume of priorities, oh, yeah, we have a lot.
Yes, we do.
Resource challenges, nah. Which takes us to financing, funding.
Who did funding, who did funding budgeting?
I did.
It's as good as 5 all of us, so we all checked.
Residents with our
Who did trust?
Trust, I did that, trust with residents.
residents,
That's
right.
a challenge.
Yeah,
Bob, you do cost?
Yes,
that's gonna be into a goal tomorrow, I'm sure.
which is still under funding budget, it's all the same, yes.
Technology, what was technology, what's the challenge there?
Staying up to date with it.
Can't get things in print.
Also an
anymore.
opportunity.
And training people on it so that they can utilize it.
Sitting on coolers during meetings and stuff like that?
We're gonna get that in building.
Paper
We'll
board
get you to
books.
share one day.
And that's an opportunity as well.
At ground level.
Okay, I guess I missed it, but I would have put a check on staff retention and recruiting too.
Okay,
Me as well.
so that's a challenge.
I mean, I'll be honest, I think maybe we'll have Chelsea here maybe another 3, 4, 5 years. But at some point, somebody's gonna come and make you an offer that you can't refuse, and it'll be much bigger than that.
Succession planning,
What's her name?
an opportunity.
Well, no, I'm just saying, at some,
We have to be
Some
realistic
point.
on who we are
Yeah.
and, yeah.
Well,
I think we have talent and we have a jewel here, but jewels get made into other,
Tiny little jewelry.
we have-
When it
I
gets
can't
polished,
get a
it's more
diamond from my
valuable.
boyfriend, so.
we have challenges with residents that think that staff working for a CDD government entity works for nothing. We've had that said at meeting after meeting. They don't need a raise, they don't need this.
They don't need a desk or a place to sit.
They don't need a desk.
Put
I
equipment.
mean, we've heard it all, and it is a
Oh,
general
yeah, that's
attitude.
probably, that's probably the most
It's a major
complaint is,
attitude.
they can offer here. You can just put a curtain right here and separate it, and that's probably, that's totally right with that.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Spend a minute on Stony Brook's Facebook page, you'll.
Let
You
her
got-
in,
you got
let her,
people-
let her join.
People living in here that, in my opinion, don't belong here. They can't afford it. And so what they want to do is drag the entire community down. My deal is move across to 82.
So cost, would that be part of funding, budgeting, and the resource challenges?
Yes,
Okay, so we can kind of line through that one. Facilities, what's that?
Doug, I think that was you.
Yeah, just, current facilities,
desired
Space.
facility.
aging facilities, facility expansion, that's both from a resource perspective, it's also meeting the needs of the district, even though we may not be expanding from, from a.
Infrastructurally, but yeah.
What, we do continue to grow.
So does that mean maintaining and growing facilities, or?
I think then identify the needs.
Well, think of
for-
facilities like we have a pool. The pool is really wearing out, and we probably need to get better, bigger, better.
Aging is probably closer,
Yeah.
aging facilities.
Oh, I see, okay, that's.
I think aging and evolving.
Government agencies and permitting is getting to be an issue too.
I
You
don't
pick
need to take a
everything.
job from you.
No, great, thank you for the help.
I think that's very good.
And government agencies, small fish, huh?
in comparison with other,
So we struggle,
Oh,
in
you're a
comparison with
small
the city of
fish.
Fort Myers, in comparison with, you know,
we struggle with some vendors at times getting on the list to get things done.
So from a board perspective is, we have these interlocal agreements with other entities that they may have deeper pockets, or they have more say, or they can unilaterally push something on us. We're not such a big fish as like the county or the city per se, but then from an operational standpoint, if we bid out the Lower Hawthorne well for the fourth time the other day. It's such a small project, nobody wants to bid on it. So we have that challenge from that.
So is the challenge government agencies or is it just size?
Well,
Are we
it's-
I think
really
it's size,
saying-
it's like
size
$8. So-
relevant to,
Well, it's, yeah. So,
I just worry about putting out there that our challenge is government agencies. I mean, are they making your life harder or is it just your size?
Depends which one, which day.
Yeah, we have had that problem.
so the challenges
South Florida Water Management District.
Okay, well, we'll leave it like that.
maybe it's priority instead of size. Maybe it's,
Oh, okay.
maybe it's the government,
Priority issues
the
due to
the
size.
district's priority position with government agencies or something like that.
Oh, there you go.
Red tape.
Okay. All right, any other challenges with, no?
Sure.
Opportunities, grants, ooh, that's a good one. Long-term bonds, CIP 20-year plan.
Hold on, who did long-term bonds?
I did.
Ed? Bob, you did too?
CIP,
I did advanced planning. Carol?
I
I
got that.
know, I had a process, I'm like, I know there's a P. Who did this? We have,
Have to be agile.
Bob, were you referring to capital?
capital improvement,
Okay.
yeah.
who did volunteers? Oh, you did that, okay, sorry. I got one.
And succession planning, so with hand right in.
Succession. Okay. Someone added succession plan.
Yeah,
Let's see, advanced planning, master planning. Is master plan, is CIP, advanced planning, master plan, is that all the same thing?
no.
No,
Okay, so.
Capital
CIP is
improvement.
capital reserve.
Okay. Okay. And then what's the difference between advanced and master plans?
In other words, if you have something that you know you're gonna have to do,
Uh-huh.
instead of maybe, if you look at it, advanced planning, you say, okay, in 3 years I have to do this. Maybe we divide it up into 3 phases and support one phase in 3 different years. Or we don't have to do everything every time all together. More advanced planning, you know what you're gonna do in a particular year, and you can spread it out.
So you think
And
that's,
and the CIP is applying the financing and the money to that master plan.
so are you thinking more of the capital side or the operational side?
Operational
Obviously,
side.
capital.
Well, I think you have to do both. I think just
I do too.
planning period, so short-term and long-term planning is the opportunity. We're doing some of it, but we have to, in order to be effective and efficient, you have to have both short-term and long-term planning, and it has to trickle down in all your core areas. You can't just do, hey, we're gonna do really good at capital improvement and not very good at some of the other areas. You can't do that.
Okay, go 2:30 then. Okay, you can check, you watch, I'm like.
No, I'm getting text
We'll let
messages
you know.
through it. Grandpa's texted me.
Oh, okay. Hi, Grandpa. We have the, what?
You have to be agile.
Oh, we have to be agile.
Is that what that said?
Yeah, that's my chicken scratch.
Okay, we have to be agile. Communication is an opportunity.
It's always an opportunity.
And volunteers and community involvement came from over
Yeah.
here. You want to put the CF next to that? Up here.
Oh.
And then succession plan. Okay. Any other opportunities? Feeling good about that list? All right, threats, aging facilities.
Yes, check,
That-
check, check.
check here too.
And infrastructure, is that good?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, we have lots of agreement. Cost of everything, just
I
cost.
did community empathy,
Ah, okay.
because at some point, I think they're gonna say, well, yeah, they're doing a good job. I don't care. You know,
We get a lot of that.
Well, it sounds like we've already got
But
some
it's all monetary based,
generational.
rate based. That's all it's all about. They don't want to spend money.
Okay. Legislation,
Who wrote legislation?
economic government?
Oh,
environment?
economic, environment, yeah,
Economic environment, current?
yeah.
High
Oh, the
inflation.
current
Current
economic
economic
environment.
Hurricanes, I hadn't thought about that.
Hurricanes, with that for sure.
You're welcome.
Is that a school? Hurricanes?
Change of social and economic norms.
You're welcome.
It's just the things that our customer base out there is changing.
Yeah.
The things that they want, the things that they value have changed very dramatically in the
stuff,
past
Ed.
10 years, so,
Woke stuff.
yeah, woke stuff.
Woke.
New pronouns.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, on opportunity, I know we have, where was it? Communication, but I think PR is a specific area that
Which
is
one?
always a continued opportunity.
Alright,
That's, oh, yeah,
Because we're, you know,
that's why I put that here.
communication PR, yeah, do that.
there you go.
It's not limited to challenge.
Okay, good thought.
I'll tell you what, that nobody put down. And that's our system, that what we have to work with. Our, what is it, 720?
We've done that.
190.
Statute
190,
190, I'm thinking HOA, thank you.
Oh, under
190.
challenges?
The fact that we, other than the fact of in a workshop or a meeting, we can't talk.
Oh,
We
that's
can't
what
communicate.
legislation, is that what you meant?
That makes it
Right?
very difficult to do anything, because you're always doing it under the,
Sunshine.
yeah, under the sunshine, yeah.
But that's
It's
every,
very difficult.
Well,
that's
that's
every
something we can't
government,
change.
that's
That's
every
just,
governmental entity.
Yeah, so it's a
A
challenge.
lot of them do not, I've talked to people, a lot of them don't do that. They
Oh,
have
yes, you are.
meetings,
Lucky as we are.
But where that creates.
Okay, you really
We-
didn't say
we-
that, Tony.
we go by the book.
Where that creates a challenge for us having more open communication, we have to create opportunities with staff and with our district manager to make sure that those gaps are bridged and that we over communicate in
Well,
some
we
areas.
basically short circuit the system by going
Yeah.
to somebody else that goes to you and goes to me and go.
Ed, nobody,
No, we did not do that.
nobody does that, Tony.
Nobody
When
does
you've
that,
got
Tony.
something-
Nobody does that,
If
Tony.
I want the whole group to see something,
You
I
gotta
give it
go
to
to
her.
Oh, no, but that's
That's what I'm
okay,
talking
as
about.
long
That's
as,
okay.
that's okay, as long as it's not reply, it's like forward this information, but there's not a back and forth conversation,
No.
you know, and she's, yeah, we don't do that.
And that's very
Yeah, but then
limited.
again, we
Very
also
limited.
have an opportunity here because I know that Chelsea, like with me, has been very clear on being careful about not like communicating with any one of you in person, making sure that I'm communicating with the whole group and that
That's
everyone's
the problem
together.
we got.
So.
It's not so much about, you know,
It's an opportunity too.
it's not so much about the challenges following the regulations. It's the inefficiency that
Right,
creates.
the delays in
efficiencies,
decision
right.
making.
It's the inefficiencies that
Yes,
creates.
that's right. No, I would agree with that. It's-
Well, when you get into a discussion in a meeting, which is the only time you can, it can look from the public like, these people, don't they get together and talk? And people don't understand that
That we don't,
sunshine,
yeah.
especially the ones coming from the north.
I went
We
from
don't
government
have that
for
up
a really
there.
long time, I get it, but.
Up
Well,
north,
but-
you don't have this.
But that's where you all have over the last year, we've re-implemented the workshop
Yeah,
opportunities
yeah.
the first of each month, and that's where we work the things out.
We've done, I think, a pretty good job working around it.
You have beat us to the submission.
You're welcome.
What's
Well, you know, instead
what's
of
surprising to
fighting
me is
it,
nobody showed up
let's
today.
embrace it and move forward.
And
We
that's-
typically have somebody will
We
show
don't have a
up.
choice.
We don't have a
So that
choice.
to me, it's like, there's a check mark really, because it is not going to change.
That's right.
Okay, so we have an idea now of our challenges, strengths, opportunities, threats. Tomorrow, what we're gonna do is, can we leave all this up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, so tomorrow we can use this as we're forming our goals under our core areas. So just to show you where we're at now, our next steps for tomorrow, it's 2:12, so we're getting ready to wrap up here for the day. So here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna take everything that we've done today. So we have agreed on our main thing. We've got our success statement. We've got a mission, we've got a vision, we've got our SCOT analysis, and we've had a lot of discussion around this. And from this, I think we already have a pretty good idea of what our core areas are. So tonight, what I'll do is write that out for us to make sure, and if I come in the morning with stuff, can we print it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here
You want 3-hole punch? I'll get you 3-hole punch.
No.
Can we do it here?
It's in here already.
Okay.
We gotta start in the morning with a real quick meeting. though, don't we?
8:30, yeah,
We have we
5
have
minutes.
like a 5
5
minutes.
minutes.
Right, like before you start.
Okay, so what time am I starting? 8:30?
We're at 8:30 for that special meeting.
They're both
I
posted
would
at
count like
8:30,
8:45.
so.
Yeah, 8:45.
But you can,
8:45?
but you can come as early as 8 and. you can
Watch
make
us
it-
in action.
What'd you say?
Watch us in action.
And say, oh, this is what they're talking about.
Nice setup and everything, or should I wait until you're done?
No, you should be good, because they're gonna be up there, and then
Right.
it's in and out 5-minute meeting.
All right, we'll work it out, no problem. But I'll have some stuff.
Give me an example of what you're looking at, trying to do with this core focus. What are you trying to,
I will give
An
you an
example.
example, I'll show you. Here's an example. We're gonna take this and we're gonna make a plan. And this is just an example, so this one, the core areas, we're promoting professionalism, providing education, and administering a mentoring program. And from those core areas, we're developing short and long-term goals. We're gonna talk about responsibility, who's gonna lead, what our target date is, and because this is a living, breathing plan, every time you meet about this, you're gonna be filling in information about progress and keeping track so that you'll have documentation always of how you're doing with your strategic objectives.
Kind of what we, kind of.
So this is an example of one that, one of their things was quality of life, and they broke it down as to activities they do, the safety of the community, had several other areas where they broke it down to. So just like you guys were talking about your SCOT analysis over here, they took these things and made them into specific goals for activities, specific goals for safety, and so on. And that's what we're gonna be working on. That's kind of the template of what your plan will look like.
Will you go back to
Specific
this,
areas.
to the guiding principles of the 6,
Success.
yeah, success, I just want to
You
get.
wanna see your success standards
Yeah, I just
again?
want to.
I'll have them for you in the morning.
Yeah, I want to look at it tonight. if you don't mind.
So this is something
You must
that
have come prepared.
the town council for Fort Myers Beach, this is exactly what they did, and what, at the time, the town manager, they would go over this either quarterly or once a year and evaluate, and are they close to where their goals are? By the time we did this, when we, like 2020, 21?
It was even before that, I think.
Yeah.
2018 or 19, I think,
Yeah.
before COVID, long before COVID.
So like right by the time I left, that list had gotten smaller. But the only reason it got smaller was two things, was because we accomplished them, but the council never added new. So we kind of, like you said, agenda management,
Just atrophy.
continue to add.
But then they had to come back in and refresh it.
No,
So
Did they have a hurricane
we went
show?
back in.
they
and
probably
refreshed
need
it.
to.
Did they?
The thing is like, that's public record, so I'm just kind of sharing with you an example, but for us, it'll look different because we have different things. But that just gives you an idea what the format is like and how we come up with our goals. What do you think? Can you see that working?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
We can do that? Okay. Then we'll have our specific areas of focus. And like I said, I think these are probably our areas of focus, the things I've put in bold. And under that, we'll put specific areas for what that means. Like when we talk about quality of life for all residents, what kind of things? Probably Parks and Rec, right? Roundabouts.
Trees.
Oh, trees.
I wouldn't say that in a public forum, I might get shot.
Well, I don't want that.
I would like to see us review these at least annually, before we start budgeting.
I would like to see you review this at least quarterly and talk about it every meeting.
Our meeting and I will review it.
How often do you meet? How often are your formal meetings?
Twice a month.
Okay, well, at least
Good,
once a month, I mean, you need to be, that's what I'm saying about this document. This is not a document you set on the shelf. This is what you're living from. This is your day-to-day plan of what's important. And some things are gonna change, and that's okay. This is not the kind of thing that sits there and can never be changed. If a hurricane comes, your priorities are gonna be different. You're gonna change it up for that, whatever comes at you. So it's not, I worked with one organization. I still can't believe it happened to this day, but when we had Charlie, it was a county government, not Lee, but what happened in that county was they had done this plan where they were, and one of their things was giving employees raises. And they had this whole plan for how they were gonna give employees raises based on these standards that they had to meet. And then Charlie came. And everybody stopped everything to just survive that storm. And, they were like putting stuff under their doors to keep leaks from their building, and it was just disaster. And it came time for the raises, and they said, oh, you all didn't meet your standards. We have a plan in place. And nobody got a raise. And they had a mutiny. Wonder why? It's because that's not the intent
Hardware.
of a plan. You know, the intent of a plan, I mean, that's what I believe about plans. It's like, sometimes your plan changes, things change, you have to manage that. So when you see we're going down the wrong road, that's okay, turn it. You know, that's what you have to do
There
as
are
a
just
board.
times when you have to pivot.
There are times, and that's what this plan is all about, that you're always looking at it, and you don't have realistic expectations that are not realistic anymore, and then you pivot. So that's what I mean by a living, breathing plan that you work off of always. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
You all feeling good about what we're gonna do tomorrow?
Yep.
8:30.
We'll come in, we'll review everything, and then we'll get started on the next phase. Just one important thing, I just want to show you this one slide. There you go. Because I think this is so important. To think of our history in the world. These are the words of Benjamin Franklin. When you're finished changing, you're finished. I'm ready to be finished. Are you? No.
I'm getting closer all the time.
All right, thanks, everybody. You're great. You accomplished a lot,
That's right.
and I will see you in the morning.
Thank you.
At 8:30, 45, 8 something, I'll be over here on my seat.